Hello, governors, governesses. Is that governesses or governors? Hold on. Newsflash: Sumo got something for us, so I'm gonna hook him up so that way he gets started. He requested some time from my girls to be able to talk about what he won't talk about. So let me support the Nubian Sumo in his endeavor.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say if I wish I had another set of hands. I give them hoes 4 thumbs down.
You respect my hoes.
Never. Well, first of all, I would like to congratulate Fort Mose, our unofficial sponsor. They, on June 25th, broke ground on a new facility that they will be opening called the Victory Building. That is going to be their new distillery / sports bar, cigar lounge, whiskey bar, rooftop lounge and bar, and event venue that they'll be opening in Fort Lauderdale. This will be the first Black-owned distillery in the state of Florida once they get it open. And what makes this groundbreaking significant is that they are breaking ground on a property that used to hold a place called the Victory Theater, which before segregation was the only movie theater that allowed Black people in Fort Lauderdale. So shout out to them. Congratulations to them. As you can see, I'm a little light on this bottle. I need to buy me another one. So just like we have in the corner here, you can go to www.buyfortmose.com/discounts/maniacs so that you too can get a bottle of this wonderful elixir of the gods.
Okay.
And with a 2-bottle purchase, as you can see, you can get free shipping. So let's celebrate Fort Mose. Let's celebrate the end of June, going into July, and just celebrate Fort Mose and Victor George and all of his successes in the whiskey and liquor world. So we want to give a shout out to him. And as you can see, I've already poured my drink for the night. And I also want to use this as a vehicle to toast what I consider our sister show, the Straight to Tape podcast. They will be returning to the airwaves on July the 30th. That's a Tuesday. So to our friend, C. Perry II, who is one of our floating fourths on a lot of different shows within the Sideline Junkies podcast network, to Rob the Actual, my partner and college friend, to the funny guy, Tico de Gallo, and also, hi, Keisha. Glad to see you coming back. You know, you've been missed. So cheers to Straight to Tape. Cheers to George, Victor George, and Fort Mose. Here's to you.
Awesome. Now we need to get paid for that Straight to Tape. We need about 35, 45 cents for that promotional airwaves and plug there. Perry, you owe us about a couple quarters. Make sure you rub them together too. We need it. Somebody got to pay my hoes and help them out with that Uber so they can get home. They dance hard. They dance when I wasn't here. They dance when I am here. And shout out to my family because, they somehow discovered that I talk about hoes on these airwaves. So I'll be hearing about that, probably about the bitches and the hoes. But either way,
I tried to stop him. Y'all. I tried to stop him every week. I try to stop him, but he don't want to listen.
Yep, every week I get in trouble. I get that phone call. Stop talking about hoes. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, man. It's hot outside, and I'm trying to make sure that the grass is wet. So, in celebration of that victory and success of Fort Mose, we'll be putting our link up throughout the course of the show. But we'll leave up that reminder that you can see in, as they would say in AEW land, picture in picture. So that way you can have that constant reminder to not just get one bottle using our discount, but to go ahead and take advantage of that 2 bottles to get free shipping and get some of that award-winning Fort Mose. And you too can eventually look like the Nubian Sumo if you so choose. If you're smart, you probably will just go ahead and get you some Kool-Aid. Either way.
And put some Fort Mose in it.
They probably sell some Kool-Aid. If they don't, then you know what they need to sell? Somebody needs to do that. Why can't we do like some of them frozen cups with alcohol in it? Not for kids. Not for kids. Let me put that out there. I see KG right now. His wheels are spinning. You're going to call somebody's aunt. Like, look, just put a little Fort Mose in it. And, you know what I'm saying, charge 50 cents for the, the special version and just sell it to the kids. We're not doing that, KG.
I ain't saying nothing.
Allegedly.
I ain't saying nothing.
We're at least not admitting to that on the airwaves.
Put it on your kids' thumbs, gums, and whatnot. It's good for teething.
There you go. True. See, that's kind of why I like him. Kind of why. Because now we have solved the issue of, we solved 2 issues. One, we talked about how female wrestlers can breastfeed while they're out and about, still doing their thing. Hopefully they watch that. And that's what some of the Becky Lynch's and et cetera have been doing. And now we've said, hey, and then as you're out and about, going from venue to venue, if your baby is teething, just go ahead and get some of that Fort Mose Kool-Aid style frozen cup and put that on their gums and quiet in the house. Gorilla, quiet. Works every time. See that? And if you need, don't just get the 1 bottle, get the 2 bottles because you want to make sure that you can sleep the entire time that they're teething. So just hook them up. Grandma approved. See that? I'm in trouble already. God damn it, Bobby.
You in trouble.
I know, right?
And Raj checking in. What's going on, Raj?
What up, Raj? See, Raj, we know you appreciate them hoes.
No, you don't. We've had this discussion. As a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, he was on here and told you about you and them hoes.
He was drunk off of Fort Mose.
He was not. He was not.
He knew not what he was saying. He was like, he was just trying to put over the Nubian Sumo and everything that you wanted to do. So he figured he'd agree with you. But he gave me I could see the wink. He was like, hey, hold on, let me get a little closer and catch the wink. Hey, since they work for free, can they dance on next Thursday? I'm like, sure, Raj. They ain't doing nothing. They're opportunistic hoes. They're going to be wherever they need to be at because they enjoy dancing. That's their passion, like Footloose. They dance for Kevin Bacon up here. That's respect.
About those lot lizards you got going on over there.
You put some respect on their bodies, man. They worked hard for that frontal area. Back area, can't say too much, but they worked hard for that frontal area. Oh, man. Raj.
See?
They cost money. You gonna put in on this, Raj? Or you gonna put in on this? That's the question right there. You put in on it, we got you. Allegedly. So either way, we just got finished doing our TV show. And as you can tell, we're amped up and we're ready to rock and roll. Why? Because
that's enough about the hoes. You've been warned.
That's my host stick. I got nothing to say for the rest of the show then. Guess I'm going to have to talk about them bitches.
Here we go.
It's not Samuel Jackson episode. Can we go there yet?
No.
Not
ain't no
for
Sam.
All right.
This is not a Sam show.
Oh, but I say, if we're gonna get in trouble, we're gonna get in trouble.
Sam wouldn't approve of them either.
How do you know? Uma Thurman
Well,
was dancing in Pulp Fiction. You think he was mad about that? No.
Uma Thurman, how dare you compare Uma Thurman to those crack babies on that screen every day, every week?
Whoa! They straight edge, okay? They straight edge. Straight out the right to censor. They don't do
the only straight edge they know about is the one that used to break up cocaine.
Ladies and gentlemen, the views expressed about hoes, bitches, straight edge, cocaine are not those of the Sideline Junkies. They do not represent the Sideline Junkies, nor the Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs. They are the individual views of the Nubian Sumo, the People's Choice Don Rodriguez, and said hoes. Thank you very much.
But our visions allegedly could be sponsored by FortMose.com, and that may be where that went. Why she all about business? God dang, bro. Hey, like she'd go to Chippendales or something. Go to Vegas.
You better
go
keep
watch
that peace. That
Side
unicorn
note,
will come out.
and I apologize, ladies and gentlemen, but since the forbidden door is open, might as well walk through it. Is there really a such thing as male hoes?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a gigolo.
But see, that's what I'm saying. They got a different name. What the hell?
A hoe is a hoe. I mean,
I've been assaulted.
told you.
Goddamn tragedy.
Told you. You won't listen.
Goddamn Monchichis attacking me out of nowhere. Ain't that about a...
Like I said, ever since the unicorn disappeared, you've been out of control with these hoes. I
know, right? See, I try to upgrade y'all's situation to make sure that y'all, we didn't have just the OG. You know what? I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give it a throwback. Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna call it that. We're gonna go ahead. Do we still have the hoe back? I think, yep, we got the hoe back. I'm gonna give y'all the hoe back. You see how she was dropping it like it's hot? You only had nothing to say about that one when we was putting that work in. She doing a silhouette game like got that on Just Dance. Ain't nobody say nothing about that girl. Y'all want to hate on the live action chick.
Look like she bending down to look like she about to break both of her ankles. I was talking about her too.
No, she got knee braces on, by copper and all that stuff, the one with the copper infused on it. So she don't even have to worry about that. Good circulation in them shoes. She was putting in work. That's all I'm saying.
Trying to drop it like it's hot and looking lukewarm.
God dang. We over here trying to support everybody and be all inclusive in the world. And you hating every week.
Every week.
It's into a wrestling show and ain't talked about wrestling not once.
I'm wrestling with this fool about these hoes. That's what I'm trying to do.
This got to be a record.
Come on now. No, it's not. No, it's not. Hey, listen to last week's Jim Cornette experience. All he talked about for the first 45 minutes was him, a whole bunch of people working on his yard, the deers in his yard, and anything else is going on in his life as far as him working on his yard and the people he got working for him. So no, it ain't. No, this regular stuff.
I'm gonna put the challenge out there. KG, you the fact checker. I need you to go Google and see if there is a hose.com. That's all I want to know.
I'm sure it is.
We get outsourced to see if we can make it work. So that way, maybe every other episode that could be.
If you look down, on the main page, you will see created by Don Rodriguez.
Hey, we all self-promote up in here, okay? Speaking of self-promotion, bad segue, but we've been talking about hoes for 16 minutes. So is there ever a better segue? Let's get into this wrestling talk. Allegedly, we're a wrestling show. And on wrestling shows, you talk about wrestling. So let's talk about this daggone just banger of a storyline, the Bloodline Saga. Come on now. Rest in peace, Paul Heyman. I think they killed him. And by God, he's broken in half. But what better place to turn that tide and usher in the possibilities of what could be coming next than Madison Square Garden? Paul Heyman renounces Solo as his tribal chief, and he gets put through the announce table because of it. Now, where do we go from here, Sumo?
You have to watch Jacob Fatu. First of all, notice what happened before everything went down. He was, when they announced him, he came out to the ring. When they came out of commercial, he was walking behind everybody and he was eyeing Solo Sikoa. He had his eye, he had that look on him like, can I jump him now? Can I put my hands on him now? Jacob Fatu, I'm thinking, is a plant brought in by Roman Reigns.
Really?
That's what I'm thinking. Because if you go to the show from last week with me and Midnight Rider was talking about this, I told him what my lineup would be for War Games and or Survivor Series. Now, my original thought was that Jacob Fatu would be on Roman Reigns' side as opposed to being on Solo's side. Now, there's still room to bring other people in. Like, you got at least two other guys that are talking about coming in before it's all over, before it's all said and done. So my thing is, the way things are going off right now, Jacob Fatu is a plant, and he's eventually going to turn on Solo. Now, going Paul Heyman is going to come back, but he's going to be in the background trying to get everybody together for the original Bloodline. He's going to go find Roman and talk with Roman and figure out what's going on with you. I mean, is it true that you're not coming back? I mean, what's going on? What's really happening? He's going to go and he's going to reunite Jimmy and Jay and put them back together and get them back into the fold. And then that's when the four of them come back together as a reformed bloodline, the original bloodline. That's when Jacob Fatu turns on Solo, and then they bring in Zilla. But before that happens, they will bring in Hikuleo to round out Bloodline 2.0. So again, to repeat from last week, Survivor Series, War Games, Solo, Tamatonga, Tongaloa, Hikuleo, who'll be Tala Tonga, and The Rock versus Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Jacob Fatu, and Zilla Fatu. Paul Heyman is going to be on Roman Reigns' side, and they bring in Rikishi as the new wise man for Solo Sikoa.
Well, okay. A lot of people are thinking about Armando Estrada possibly coming in as a new wise man as well. But we got some messages out there, so I got to fly straight and narrow.
Haku is in the mix too.
That's true. I don't know if they.
But
want
I see
Rikishi.
I see Rikishi
out and with everybody.
I see Rikishi more so than anybody.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. Is Rikishi is probably going to be the one because he's great on the mic.
Because like I said last week, it's going to be just like The Godfather. Michael Corleone came to Hagen and was like, look, you're my brother. You've done a lot for my family. You've done a lot for my father as consigliere. We love you and you'll always have a place in this family. But we need a wartime consigliere.
True that.
And Rikishi is that wartime consigliere.
He's been putting in some good social media posts if you don't follow him to get things and evolve the storyline in a different way, especially calling out when we're going to see Hikuleo, Zilla, and stuff like that. So we got a couple messages I want to get to. Obviously I have to fly the straight and narrow now that there's some people that are watching that could whoop my behind. So, I'm not trying to get the beatings, but, shout out to folks that,
These all your people?
Hey, man, don't be hating.
These all your people?
Yeah, man, they won't let me talk about them hoes. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
God damn, some mother suckers. So,
hey,
here we got Mr. Sam.
I've been trying to save you. You've
been trying to save nobody.
Trying to save you.
Over there.
Hey,
you spent 16 minutes talking about that bitch.
KG, I tried to save you, but you didn't want to be saved.
Oh, it's not me. It's not
don't
me. It
save
must be that
you don't want to
be bottom right hand corner. Make sure you order your 2 free bottles and support some Black French drink. But Sam R is coming to us from the YouTube land. Mentioned that it is predictable, and that is true. We do know that the WWE will recycle a storyline, but
it happened with the NWO. It happened with the NWO. Mm-hmm. It happened with the so-called invasion. It happened with Paul Heyman. This is Paul Heyman all over again. Midnight Express versus the original Midnight Express. So yeah, of course.
So here's the Sam R is asking a question. So, we talk about Chris Benoit, and as a shameless plug, we are fans of the character Chris Benoit. We don't know that guy that did some naughty things. But Sumo, what's your thoughts on Bob Backlund versus the Crippler?
See, when you go into hypotheticals like this, it's a lot of things that I take into consideration. I mean, you got to talk about where are we talking about in their careers are they wrestling? What territory are they in? Who's promoting? Who's booking? So I mean, it's a lot that goes into that. I mean, in a straight up match, in a straight up fight, a shoot, I'd probably give it to Backlund.
Really? You think he could outstretch the Canadian Crippler in his prime?
Backlund was a straight up shooter. Backlund was an actual shooter. Benoit played a shooter. He came off as a shooter, but he wasn't really a shooter like Backlund was.
Right.
So I would actually, in their primes, if we're talking about Backlund in his prime against Benoit, probably WCW, maybe end of ECW run around that time. Before he got to WWE and kind of got watered down, I would still give it to Backlund because Backlund would stretch him out.
Okay. So side note on that, if UFC was out earlier, do you think that we would be talking more about Bob Backlund if he was in the UFC? more than Royce Gracie and Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, just from a grappling standpoint? Because we know early on UFC, it was stand and bang for the most part until Royce came in and just showed, the power of momentum shifting. But with Bob Backlund being, like you said, a traditional shooter that could stretch somebody, they'd be tapping out all day long, in my opinion.
Yeah, but Royce, I mean, you could be a shooter like Bob Backlund and stretch some people out, but Royce Gracie was a master of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is a whole nother animal when it comes to that. So, I'd probably give it to Gracie.
So, to your recollection, Sam was asking, did that match happen? I don't recall it. I'm not going to lie to you. They may have.
I don't recall it.
Backlund versus Benoit.
It might have been a dark match, but then again, you're thinking about what? How old was Backlund on his last title run?
Oh God,
Was he almost 70?
3 clicks short of Ancient. Yeah, about 65, 70.
He was almost 70. Yeah, he was like almost 70 when he got that last title run. So, I mean, that ain't even fair.
Yeah, true that.
No,
that's that old catch can.
Bret Hart, hell no.
Well, I'll say this: Bret Hart would be the best seller in mixed martial arts. Bret Hart getting knocked out by Chuck Liddell.
Bret Hart probably would have been worse in MMA than CM Punk was, and that said a lot.
Wasn't that bad? He wasn't that bad. Come on now.
He was bad enough.
He just had some challenges, but I mean, he wasn't even in it that long. Even Brock Lesnar had a bad match.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar had a bad match, but he was still UFC champion.
Yeah, but Brock, he also lost to himself because he
and he whooped up on old boy to win it too.
Oh yeah.
That was
hold on.
He was disrespectful.
Whole face.
What?
Let's not act like Brock Lesnar didn't get his ass beat. He had to learn how to fight from his back because he couldn't fight at first. All he could do was stand.
That's what I said. He
save his life.
Panicked against Frank Mir.
Hey, Styles make fights. Styles make fights. When he went up against the old boy and got his ass whooped, he wasn't no ground wrestler. He got put on the ground. He got taken off his feet, and he got his ass whooped. So
and here's
if you want to stand up toe to toe against Brock Lesnar, that's on you.
But
you want to come up against some Super Bowls. I can tell you that much.
That's the thing, though. And I know we kind of jumping off subject is what we do, but here's the thing. I put Brock.
It's Sam's fault. It's not your fault, Sam. We gotta let out over here. We gotta run now.
Stop yelling at the viewers. Sam is related to
Sam. Sam knows what he get into. He wanted this work. He wanted this smoke. That's why he comes up with all these crazy ass questions.
I love it, but
he got to afford.
You got to put Brock Lesnar and Kimbo Slice in the same category.
Well, no, you cannot.
Yes, you can. Listen to me.
You gotta have a good one.
Standing up. You can't beat them. You can't beat them.
Yes, you could beat Kimbo standing up.
You can't beat him. You can't beat him. It's when you had to get Kimbo on the ground, he couldn't ground fight. Because if he got you standing up and he got over top of you and he beat you, you're done. But if you actually knew how to defend yourself, nah.
A pure striker could take out Kimbo. He's damn got some smoke for you.
Mm-hmm.
Say it.
But see, hey, we go off track because we go off track. You bringing that stuff in is a whole nother situation.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we can talk about hoes.
Oh Lord, then he gonna throw it. We can't go there. No.
Don't do that, Rob.
No.
Don't do that. We've had this discussion. Don't do that.
Don't put her out there, Ricky Bobby.
Don't do that.
We're gonna take a whole break. Hold on. There we go.
Don't you ever disrespect
her. Now you're being disrespectful. Now I'm starting to side with you.
hold on. I got a message for the People's Choice, Don Rodriguez. I got a message for him.
You done fucked up, Harry.
Where's the picture at? There you go. There.
My girl Magic.
Put some respect on their names. Jay Cargill's getting better. That's the best I can say about that. Jay Cargill.
Yeah, everybody has a bad night. I mean, that same night. Okay, so Damian Priest can't wrestle because the same night he got hung up on the ropes just like she did. So I mean, come on now. You can't do that to Jay. Don't do that to Jay. She still got work to do.
She still got to derail the show. You trying to derail the show?
Take over the show. What is going on? Natasha and Ric Flair's daughter are great talents too. Okay. That $1 get you a cup of coffee?
I don't know. Not these days. If you're going to Starbucks, it'd be about $5. Which
That's
is exactly how much annually my hoes get paid, and they have to follow their taxes because they are independent contractors. Respect.
Go to 7-Eleven, get a small. Get one of the small joints for like 79 cents. You be all right.
Mm-hmm.
Next
or
up,
get some Fort Mose and then just go ahead and hype yourself up. There you go.
Oh, I always put some Fort Mose. Put some Fort Mose in it. It's worth $1 million.
Bet you can hot to us some Fort Mose. That's what the girls is really good at. See?
Yeah. That's about the only thing they're good at. Them lot lizards.
next up.
Hey. So let's go.
That's what they want to do. That's what they do.
Oh, God. Never do that again. Never do that again. Please have some self-control. So
penis number one.
KG, take the banner to the next topic. Oh Lord, bless us all.
I am number one hot to it. I'm number one. No one does it better than me. I get down on your penis and I hack to it and make you humble.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I put your penis in the camel clutch and I make you humble.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It ain't me. It ain't me. We had over there somewhere. One of these two places talk about something. Oh, Jesus Lord. KG. Is DJ on? Because we're gonna get in trouble for this.
Hot to it too.
I don't know where he's at, but I know it's.
I'm about to get your mama on this show. She gonna take it. Sumo's having some issues today. Never mind. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, do not buy Fort Mose.
No, buy Fort Mose. That ain't got nothing.
No, buy. You want to buy?
Extremely tempted to put those two words together.
I tell you what, I bet you Fort Mose you won't hop to her. You won't hop to her that Fort Mose. I know that much.
That may get to a lot of tour.
That girl, she want to hop to her, but she need to be swallowed.
Oh, Jesus.
Wrestling. How long can Triple H keep up these banger shows? Let's go.
Is there?
I am talking. We're talking. Bret Hart hot to somebody. He hot to it.
Nobody said nothing about Bret Hart.
I did say Bret Hart. I said Bret Hart was a hot to it too.
Oh my God.
Hey.
To Vince.
Well, no, Vince.
Well, yeah, what he did do that.
Hot to it.
Vince some hot pooping on people, so he on a whole nother level.
No, Vince took the hot tour.
See, you got Sam involved in this now too. Can you imagine a hot tour and the teeth go flying before they get there?
Moving right along.
See?
If you notice, I haven't said not near word. I'm trying to bring it back, and every time I try to bring it back, they take it another place.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
What?
I do recall on the television show that somebody brought up this first.
Who?
Why are you talking about that. That's old.
Who?
That's old, man.
Oh, now it's minutes
Oh,
ago.
now it's old, huh? Now it's old, huh?
When it's your turn, you don't want to be a part of it. You don't be trying to
You
be
bring up
cool.
old shit.
Heck yeah, every time we turn around, you over here talking about how you at the host stand objectifying them hoes. Now you want to talk about it.
Speaking
What
of
was it
which,
last week? He was plugging his OnlyFans. Was it 2 weeks ago? His OnlyFans, and
Yeah,
saying how he be doing feet shows and stuff.
What was that website you was pushing? You talking about your feet?
About, you
You
and
got
the
feet
right
pictures
explosion rope or
on your
some
website?
crap. Now you want to be on it?
Yeah.
Don't think we wasn't paying
Mr.
attention. Hey.
Stay with his head down. Look at it.
Yep.
I ain't got nothing to say, man.
Yeah, we know you ain't got
If
nothing to say.
I throw him at you, be like, shame. Shame.
Forgive
Shame.
the Father, for he has sinned on that hot tour. So bangers. How long could Triple H and or the Triple H era continue to perform at the level that they are right now? Selling out shows back to back to back, cliffhanger. Man, I mean, it's just like a masterclass of what we want professional wrestling to be. And honestly, what we wish AEW and others was bringing to the table to push the WWE into this level. It's just happening now. And as it was mentioned by Raja, put it back up, Triple H has already said it. When we go to Netflix, the shackles is off. It's party time, ladies and gentlemen. Not that they're going to go over the top with everybody cursing and throwing every F-bomb and stuff like that. But we're getting closer and closer, and you can see it in storytelling to the Attitude Era. And that payoff.
Now, you know what Triple H needs to do, right?
What's that?
First person he needs to bring back on that first show in January. Remember the girl that flashed that he had a
how old she is now?
Hey, that's all right. He needs to bring her back. She was banned. She was banned from WWE shows for doing that. He needs to bring her back just because.
She was a plant.
But she was banned. It's been all over the internet how they banned her. They banned her from WWE shows after that.
Yeah,
so he needs to call her, bring her back, and pull them saggy Jones out one more time, just because.
She's sagging like Medea, talking about hello. Like, no.
They ain't sagging no more than them hoes you got coming up on here every week.
Now they sagging. At first they didn't have nothing, now they sagging. Do they have some or do they not? See, I wasn't even talking about the hoes. We were talking about the girl that flashed back in the Attitude Era.
Knees rubbed raw. Her knees rubbed from all that rubbing on them from them nipples on her knees. Knees raw as hell. Think she been walking on them joints.
Just admit that when she be whipping it to the left and the right, you think she's saying, "Hey James." That's all.
She whipping it from the left to the right. Talk about Kimbo Slice. She knocking folks out with them
and hurt yourself.
They ain't bangers, they hangers.
KG, he brought it up. I'm just saying, just for the record. He brought it up. We were playing safe. I was being nice and good, talking about Triple H and asking a question. He brought up.
KG started.
You know what I'm saying? Working girls that are fulfilling their passion for dancing.
Well,
KG started. The show he started.
I'm going to say this: as long as Triple H keeps doing what he's doing with this, we knew what his creative control could look like. We saw pre-pandemic what NXT looked like. We saw how that looked and how great that was. And then when the pandemic hit, VKM came in, put his big boot on everything, fucked everything up.
You know what he did, right? Shit all over it. Damn Vince.
And if you think about it, it was Vince that you had a white hot Keith Lee. It was Vince that brought him up to the main roster, changed everything about it the night before. He won that Sunday night. He goes to Raw that Monday. You changed everything about him. Oh, we're gonna call you Bearcat Lee. You stalled his whole entire career with that. I'll never forgive Vince for that.
And we just suffered we're about to suffer another casualty of war. As you know, speaking of Keith Lee, we're losing Dijak, or Dominic Dijakovic, as he was known when he was going up against Keith Lee in some of the best. I think it was what he wrestled 4 times in a row. And each match was just better and better than the other one. For 2 large men to do what they did in the squared circle was phenomenal. And unfortunately,
you'll see it again in AEW.
No, we won't.
Go see it again in AEW.
Not at the level that it was where they were allowed to wrestle. Keith Lee.
Oh no, they're gonna let them go. They're gonna let them go in AEW.
If they do, I'll applaud, because they need to. But for right now, come on now. Let's not even talk about that. Just
like when you see Ricochet show up, and first person is gonna be in his face is Will Ospreay. And they're gonna pick that back up.
And the second person is gonna be Swerve. Look forward to it. And the third person,
like we already said, it's gonna be Prince Puma versus Killshot all over again.
I'm down for it. But something else, because KG is already representing, we want to take a moment and pause and honor one half of arguably one of the greatest tag teams of all time, the Wild Samoans, and that is Sika. So, KG?
Well, I always look at this as another piece of our childhood, our young adulthood that is gone. It's kind of surreal, to say the least. And we're talking about somebody. Let's get the accomplishments here. NWA World Tag Team Champion 2 times with Alpha. AWA Southern Tag Team Champion. NWA Tag Team Champion in Georgia. NWA Gulf Coast Tag Team Champion twice. IWA Tag Team Champion. Mid-South Tag Team Champion. NWA Canadian Tag Team Champion. NWA United States Tag Team Champion. That's a tag team championship they need to bring back. The United States Championship. PWI ranked him 462 of the 500 best single wrestlers of all times. Wrestlers of the PWI years in 2003, and ranked him 93 out of 100 best tag teams in PWI years with Alpha in 2003. Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame in class of 2012. Stampede International Tag Team Championship twice. WWC North American Tag Team Champion once. WWE Hall of Fame 2007. WWF Tag Team Champion 3 times with Alpha. Like, that's decoration. That is decoration. And like I said, this is somebody from our childhood that we watch. And it's just like, a part of getting older is losing the ones you grew up watching. So.
Yep. I agree. Sumo, any fond memories of Sika?
Well, I was more so, I wasn't really into WWF back then. We didn't have access to WWF back in those days. I read a lot about him in the PWI and all the wrestling magazines, and the midnight show that Bonnie Blackstone and I can't think of the guy's name. They used to have at midnight, the 6-hour show. I would see matches of theirs on that show. But the fact that he's one of the elders of the Anoa'i family, the fact that he's a 21-time tag team champion. I mean, everybody talks about the Road Warriors and all of their accomplishments and the Dudleys being 24, 25-time champion and whatnot. They're 21-time champions between him and Alpha. So, I mean, and like I said, just to be an elder within the Anoa'i family and that lineage that he is part of and that he helped create, he trained everybody in that family that you see. Yep. He had a piece of The Rock. He had a piece of Umaga. He had a piece of Yokozuna. Tonga Kid.
Yep.
All of them. So yeah, he's part of that lineage. He helped create what we know now as the WWF or WWE. He helped create that through his training of all these different wrestlers and whatnot that you see. So you got to give him his props. Anybody that doesn't is just, you got to question who you are as a professional wrestling fan.
Yep.
So
I think to piggyback off what you said, anybody that doesn't give him his credit, you got to call them what they are, a Philistine.
Dang, you had to get all biblical on it. Testify. So we're about to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen, but we got two things that we're actually going to intertwine together. One of them is the fact that Tony Khan is trying to gain some ground, in my opinion, and he's sending out his folks to be in places that we normally wouldn't expect them because Triple H is just making it happen. So recently, Chris Jericho was in CMLL. Kind of also interesting that this is leading in to tomorrow's pay-per-view for Forbidden Door. So I'm actually just going to give you the match lineup for Forbidden Door. No picks this time, but I will commit that the next pay-per-view from AEW will be picked down. So we will see who will maintain that lovely championship that the Nubian Sumo is coveting.
Maybe. It hasn't come past me and my people yet, so I don't know. About all that.
CKG, there you go.
We'll have to see.
So here's what we got.
Don't be making match without me.
Oh, we're gonna do some side deals. So tomorrow night in the 0 hour, we got Mariah May versus Saraya. We've got I should have had you do this. In a trios match, Takahashi, Titan, Hiromu, and Yoda Sasuji. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too much there, Sumo. Versus Mystico and the Lucha Brothers. And then we also have at 0 hour a 4-way tag team match. That's the House of Black versus Tomohiro Ishii and Kyle O'Reilly, Gabe Kidd and Roderick Strong, and Private Party. I'm hoping that Private Party starts to gain some momentum again. That's one of those AEW originals that needs some repackaging and refocus. And the last 0 hour match for Forbidden Door tomorrow night is going to be Willow Nightingale and Tam Nakano versus Chris Statlander and Momo Watanabe. So that's 0 hour. Now going into the show proper, you're going to have another trios match. Samoa Joe, Hook, and Katsuyori Shibata versus the Learning Tree. Chris Jericho, Big Bill, and Jeff Cobb. MJF is going against Hichiriko. How do you pronounce that? Come on, Sumo.
Go ahead. You go ahead. You all right.
Put me out there on the limb. I'm going to butcher the hell out of him, too. It's Hishiro. We've got another trios match, the Elite versus Hiroshi Tanahashi and the Acclaimed. As if there wasn't enough large groups of people. TNT Championship ladder match. You've got Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr., Bryan Danielson as part of the Owen Hart anniversary tournament going against Shingo Takahashi. Mercedes Moné will be defending her title up against Stephanie Vaquer, title versus title. Mox versus Tetsuya Naito. And then your main event, hopefully it's the main event. We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if Mox, they're not going to have a trumpet. But for the AEW World Championship, Swerve Strickland is going against Will Ospreay. So I will say this, put it out there in the ether now. That whole pay-per-view is going to go into 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wouldn't you expect it to?
Be prepared if you're trying to watch Forbidden Door that you may want to go ahead and get you some coffee, Red Bull, Yellow Jackets. I don't know what you need and what your vice is. That's going to be one long-ass pay-per-view. So with that, going back to now Jericho and CMLL, Sumo, what does that mean? Is it just something to do, just to put a spotlight on people being where they're not supposed to be normally? Or is it just Jericho going back to his roots for Mexican wrestling?
Well, no, it's part of the partnership that they have with them. I mean, you had Jericho who went into a match and attacked Mystico. So I mean, that's a big deal. You know, for those who don't know who Mystico is the original Sin Cara.
Right.
And then something happened. I guess Mystico's style didn't mesh with the WWE style, and Mystico wound up leaving, and they gave the Sin Cara mask and gimmick to somebody else, and they took over. They took over that gimmick, and he wound up going back to Mexico under another name, and eventually came back as Mystico. But bringing Mystico, him going up against Mystico is just setting up another match or setting up another situation with the learning tree and bringing in CMLL. Now, also, Kyle Fletcher, the Ring of Honor television champion, wound up losing the television championship to Atlantis Jr. in CMLL in Mexico.
Damn right, Sam. It was Rhino pills to get you. You don't need that.
So okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you there, but that's a true statement. Yeah. Gas station pills have you running through walls, feeling like you're Superman. Like you may kill a hoe.
Whoa.
Well, you speak from experience. Is that what y'all been using on your OnlyFans?
Whoa.
What?
I'm the reason why they make pills like that, because they take that shit from me, because I got Adonis DNA and tiger blood. Please don't start me up tonight.
Oh, look. Now you want to get started up at the end of the show? What kind of shit is this? See that? You're late.
Anyway,
party.
So
man, I got a phone call that we got fines coming tonight, man. I'm not trying to get fined. I ain't got no money.
So you turn your camera off.
One gets fined, we all get fined.
That's right.
Nah, I'm just in here shaking my tab.
No. There's another co-signer. I said they work.
Raj, god damn it, man.
So you got this relationship with CMLL. They just bringing folks over to build on that relationship. You can also expect some appearances at the next Triple Mania coming up here soon in the next couple of weeks for AAA as well, because they have a relationship with them that's like I said a couple of weeks ago. You got CMLL and AAA who don't really like each other, but then again, through AEW, they have said, well, we don't mind y'all sharing television with the other group on the same show. Because before, CMLL wouldn't allow AEW to show CMLL wrestlers on the same show as a AAA wrestler. So, and then they were keeping them from doing that for pay-per-views. So, it's the relationship has gotten better here recently. So they're now bringing folks out there to try to build up on this relationship they have. So
let's call it a spade a spade. Triple H is the Fortnite of professional wrestling. If it wasn't for Fortnite, we wouldn't have PlayStation and Xbox doing crossplay on a lot of games and a lot of things that are major. And a lot of games have tried it. But it wasn't until the gods of Fortnite came along and showed the power of money. And now it's a thing. And now Triple H is showing, hey, look, we'll just, work with people. The juggernaut that normally wouldn't even acknowledge any other promotion exists is now allowing other people in, and they're sending people over there. And, who knows what can happen if they just choose.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know about this, man. I don't know about
everybody's
WWE.
Jumping on the train of working together and crossing that aisle. What is it again?
But
it's just territory shaking hands. Because the big boss, Vince McMahon, is trying to buy everything.
When it comes to that WWE, TNA relationship, it's one-sided. It's one-sided. You got TNA sending their best people over to WWE, and who does the WWE send over? Tatum Paxton.
Yeah. But here's the key, and I agree with you, but I also have one counterpoint. It doesn't matter who they send over. The fact that WWE is tied to them doesn't matter who it is. They can make
it does matter. It does matter.
That's what I said. I agree with you, and I disagree. The machine is going somewhere else to put a spotlight on. But one thing we know, long-term storytelling is in Triple H's wheelhouse. Just because we're sending some plants at a lower level does not mean that there may be someone else, some other group, some situation that comes up that you're going to have a heavy hitter happening. And if it's going to happen, WrestleMania time, Royal Rumble time.
Well, I got one for him. I got one for Triple H, and I wish I could take credit for this. I wish I could take credit for this, but I was on Instagram the other day, and I got to read. I made sure to write his name down. Ian Cloran, IANKLOREN on Instagram.
Okay.
Put up a comment on a post that there was a post that was talking about R-Truth. And he made a comment saying, what if the Wyatt Six or anybody in it, but he mentioned the Wyatt Six, but it could be anybody, goes after Awesome Truth, takes out R-Truth, and he goes into concussion protocol.
Oh, no.
And then 2 weeks later, he shows up on TNA television with the NWA World Heavyweight Championship in his hand. He's got amnesia, and he thinks he's still in TNA.
Oh, man. And then he cuts a promo on AJ Styles.
He goes back to Raw the Truth Killings, and he starts defending that NWA Championship on TNA television. Now, I know y'all are like, I don't know if that can happen. That can't happen because it's NWA.
Oh,
it's NWA, right?
Nick Aldis? I mean, come on now. They've got some hands across the aisle.
But check it out, though. If you go back to a show that we did about 3 years ago, and I talked about how the NWA signed a deal with with WWE, allowing them to use NWA property names, titles and whatnot for a limited time to allow Ric Flair to use the NWA title in a promo before his retirement match with Shawn Michaels. That contract did not have an end date on it. And one of the guys that was involved in that deal was on the Jim Cornette Experience and talked about this. They signed that contract with no end date on it. So the NWA has rights to everything NWA. The WWE has their rights to everything NWA to perpetuity. And I give you an example as to why that's still in effect. Because was it last year that they put out those throwback action figures? Mm-hmm. And one of them was Steve Austin as Stunning Steve Austin in the red and silver robe with the NWA World Television Championship.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I believe you. And not only that, you're talking about R-Truth. So anything in that scenario makes sense. All I would want him to do is cut a promo against AJ Styles.
Oh my God! He goes out there. He goes out there talking about, man, where's my other members of VKM? Where's the Voodoo Kid Mafia? Where's Conan? Where's Road Dogg? And
they have him show up. So anything is possible. And again, just like we mentioned, once that machine of the WWE is moving in that direction, a direction that they have never done before in the modern era, for what we'll call it, or the post Vince McMahon era specifically, that is a major thing. And every other promotion is shaken by it. Because if they're going across company lines and saying, hey, we'll send somebody your way, you send somebody our way, it makes only sense that everybody else looks at their neighbor and says, hey, the beef's over. You see what the big dog is doing. If we don't go ahead and get involved, we could lose our territory. We've seen it happen because that's how they became the big dog. And if they start moving down south, west, north, whatever, or across the pond, there you go.
Well, they've already talked. They've been talking for years about trying to set up like a WWE or NXT UK in Japan.
Well,
and they talking about
has been talking about for years. Worlds collide, but
say it again.
And then there's also rumors of them bringing back the European Championship because they got all these European wrestlers.
Yep.
So
and
it's
already proven, hey, we can make things happen in volume. So we'll see. We'll see a bigger impact in New Japan. There's a lot that's going to happen, and it's all going to come through the Triple H or Paul Levesque era. And the last question, well, I'll give some question for thought. We'll get into it next week because we're going to ride the wave and celebrate everything that's happening with this Bloodline saga. But with so many members of the Anoa'i lineage now or eventually will be in the WWE, the big question is, once we have Civil War, what do you do with them then? Because that's a lot of superstars. Where do we go?
I got something for that. I got something for that too.
So we'll pick that up. We'll pick that up next week when we come back on our Unhinged show. So I do want to call back to a message that Sam R posted. He's almost right. Pay-per-views and hoes, I agree. But bitches, pay-per-views and hoes.
Is that kind of like boats and hoes?
What'd you say, KG?
Is that kind of like boats and hoes?
Now you want to talk about the hoes?
I'm asking a question.
You had a whole hour and almost 7 minutes to talk about some hotasticness. Now you want to get into it? Why don't you there you go, put your camera on, talk about the hose. Let the boss see that you're over here hotastic now. Hot two in it with Subo over there.
Hey, that was his fault. He brought that up.
Talking about you legally blind. POP holding it down.
I didn't say anything. Let it be. Let the record show I did not take part in any debauchery on this unhinged show that transpired tonight. I am innocent.
Hey, Sumo,
no,
is that William Jefferson Clinton?
He started all this crap on the television show. Let that be known. Put that on the record.
Would you say Bill Clinton? You did not let that intern hot tour you? Is that what you said?
Prove it.
Not in the Oval Office? You just got some oral office?
I didn't geschmorgen in her geflaketed.
Mm-hmm. Any final words, KG? Anything you would like to impart before we park this mothership back where it belongs in somebody's neighborhood?
I'm innocent.
That's it? You innocent?
I'm innocent.
That's the best he got. Sumo, any last words?
Hot good. Spit on that thing.
Motherfucker. Diversify your bonds.
Konnichiwa, bitches. Hot good.